Joseph Grant is still yet to take a lap. I'm not sure if he's even in the lobby right now. Hopefully he's not missing this race. I really want to see him go for that turkey tonight. Jamie and Douglas from me, they're not necessarily sprint car dudes, but they're out here running a bunch of laps trying to get ready for this race. They'll be quick. It's just a matter if they can hold it together for the whole race. Douglas is the fastest car out here. Chubb, you're disappearing pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna race. I'm just out here fooling around.
Oh, Kentucky internet's bobbling. Since I said that, you haven't disappeared though. We got 3 minutes till qualifying. Ross out on the track in that Phantom Motorsports. We used to run side job Sundays every Sunday night, and Ross and Chris Abacate were regulars in those series. And every series we ever ran in sprint cars, they usually showed up for the faster cars, the 360s and the 410. Let's look at some point standings while we wait to get ready to go here. Let's go to the 410s. There is one more race after this. Granny's got the pole and won the first 2 races at Port Royal and Williams Grove to start these Pennsylvania Nationals. So, of course, he's got a big 14-point lead on Alan Davis Jr., who almost won that race last week, or almost finished. I think he almost beat Jamie for second or something. He had a good run last week, but he's not here tonight to defend that second place. Let's see, Caleb Davis Jr. is... Caleb M. Davis, he's here, is he? He was here earlier tonight, but he's not here. That's third place. So Jamie Massey is fourth. Let's see, Jamie Massey is 34 points behind Grandy, so he's going to have Grandy. He's going to have a bad race for Jamie to get back in it. As Grandy is out here now getting a little practice, 11th quick. The track's not as fast as it was a few minutes ago, I'm sure. Alright guys, I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. We're going to be qualifying in just about over a minute. Good to see some old faces show back up for this series, and got about 20 cars here, so hopefully everybody's got control of their 410s, and we'll put on a good show here on MonsterVision. Same rules as always, and remember the leader controls all starts coming out of 4, and the leader can choose higher or low line on the initial start. After the first start, we go single file for every start after that. This is the third race out of 4 in the 410s, so we race at the Knoxville Nationals in a couple weeks. Will be our championship race for this series. I appreciate everybody who's took the time to come out and race these that don't normally do it to help put on a show for the Monsters of Dirt, and I appreciate the regulars. And hopefully, to the regulars, maybe we're going to be able to put some more sprint cars on the track this next year as we start to build the rest of the year's schedule after Winter's Series is over. Good luck tonight, and we'll see you at the end of the race, top 3. We're going to go qualifying here, guys. We are here for the 410 Sprint Car Series at Lincoln Speedway. We've raced the Pennsylvania Nationals the last 3 weeks. We started, where do we start, Joe? I'm having a brain fart. We're at Williams Grove, and we started at Port Royal, and now we're at Lincoln. So that's 3 straight weeks. Next week we'll still be in Pennsylvania, but it's the Firework Nationals next week at Lernerville, as the super late models will be in this time slot next week. Jamie Massey, he's 7-time champion now after winning the 305 championship earlier tonight here at Lincoln Speedway. Jamie picks up his first 305 championship and the first championship of 2026 in the Monsters of Dirt. Tyler Hurst quickly out on the pole, but Grandy takes it from him away with a 13.76. Jamie Massey runs a 14.19. Grandy's been smooth and fast all season in these cars so far. He's won the first 2 races, and he takes a pole pretty quick here. Gene Wolfe with a 14.6. He's in 7th right now. We got still most of our field to qualify. Here's somebody we watched a lot in practice. Let's see how he does out here. First lap complete. Let's see where he... 2nd place. He runs it up there with a 13.81. Almost gets to Grandy. Let's see how he runs in his 2nd lap here. Douglas Stewart. Jamie Massey moves up to 3rd with a 13.96. Douglas gets a little crazy coming out of 4, and that's going to cost him some time. He'll settle into 2nd with a 13.81, but he's right there with Grandy. Let's see if they're Chris Sabaquet or Ross. They haven't qualified yet. Here's Ross. He's out on track now. Let's see what he's got for these boys as he comes down and takes the green flag. No, that was a white flag as Ross Cornta is on the pole with a 13.48. Grandy, you got your hands full tonight, boy. Just got to tell you, old Ross, he's a Monsters of Dirt sprint car ringer. Good to see Ross back. Just gives you hell, Grandy. I know you got a good chance at this thing. What about Chris qualified 4th with a 13.87. So he right there with him. But Ross went out there the first lap with a 70. Looked pretty solid, but that 48 on the 2nd lap just showed these guys that he's here for, he means business, boys. As you see it up top, the qualified order up there, Grandy right there with Ross. We have 2 heat races to see how we line up the feature, but everybody will make the feature.
I raced with Ross a lot, expecting to whoop my ass.
What'd he say?
I didn't really understand what he said.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. Grandy's having a great season. He's got a 30-point lead. He just needs a couple of podium finishes here, and he's going to be get his first Monsters of Dirt championship. Problem with these 410s is you just can't go out there and just cruise. If you do, you might get ran over or screw up. To be good in these cars, you just got to keep it to the floor and be confident in what you're doing. Nobody knows that as much as Ross Courtney out here. He's back again, and that's one of our old regulars. Like I said, it's good to see Ross back out here with Douglas Stewart's been racing a lot with us. Maybe he'll pick him up a win tonight. Got Jamie Massey. He picked him up a championship tonight in the 305s. Childers, he's just a champion overall. Great dude. Austin Good and Chris Herrera is your 3rd row. Troy Dorian and Gene Wolfe is your 5th row. And Corey Van Ort is 9th place. Aaron Brumbelow said, I don't think so, and he didn't line up. So we're going to go racing here. Everybody's going to go to the feature, so we're just lining them up. We're just lining up the inside row for the feature here. You can get a good idea of who's going to be good tonight. All right, right, Joseph, I found you on YouTube. I see where you're watching now. Yeah, Ross is a good dude, but he is a sprint car guy. He races them a lot. I don't ever see Ross race anything but sprint cars, really. I'm sure he does. I haven't seen Ross in a long time, so hell, he could be racing all kinds of stuff. Who knows? But I know they're always good in these cars. Fatal Motorsports are no joke. Those boys know how to race these cars, that's for sure. As Ross is going to bring them the green flag here, they're going to have 7 laps of action. Green flag's out as Jamie got a little bobble there. Ross fooled him a little bit, and that's going to allow Ross to pull away a little bit. Jamie's going to pull up from third and pass that second place car. His teammate Douglas gets a little loose there, and Casey Childers runs it up on the inside of Douglas, gives him a little bump tire to tire, and they make it through the corner. Casey's driving the hell out of that Ford as Douglas goes right back down to the bottom. Ross pulling away with ease on the first heat race here on this wet track as Jamie Massey settles in his second. Douglas Stewart, his teammate, in third. Casey's back and forth with Chris in fifth. Austin Goods in sixth with Gene Wolf seventh. Dorian Van Ort and nobody below. And I think Van Ort said, I don't know, he must have gotten a little action there. He's been having some good times in practices and struggling in these races. As the class of the field right now, Ross is pulling away by over a second on Jamie Massey. Earlier tonight in the 305s, we had Kendall Tucker, a World Pro, jump in there. And Ross is one of those type of drivers in this series. In the Monsters of Dirt, you never know who's going to join. Some seasons you got guys like Jamie who stick around all season and have great seasons, and some guys like those just jump in every once in a while. But we always try to have competitive races for any skill level. Said Gene crashed, so he's in the pits without a tire. Final lap of this heat race as Ross has put him on him. Coming out of turn 4, Ross for the win. Jamie Massey second, Douglas Stewart third. Childers stays right there with him. Good holds on to fifth. They'll get a top 10 start. Chris and Troy, they kept their cars on the track. Appreciate all 135 subscribers of YouTube. That's happened pretty quick. We don't really put our YouTube out there a lot. We just broadcast these races over there, and 135 subscribers. That's pretty cool. It's growing. Got a lot more than that on our Facebook, but Facebook deletes our races. YouTube doesn't. And we can play our music on Facebook. We got Joseph Grandy, Chris Sabake on the front row. Joseph's won the first 2 races. He's really smooth out here. He got the podium in the 305s. We got Chris, hasn't been around in a while, but when he does come around, that Phantom number 21's always up front. Tyler Hurst and Anthony Chubb Cottle's your second row. Got a couple of longs behind them, Christopher and Carter. Then we got a couple of Dafferns behind them with Bryson and Curtis. And Cabri and Short said, never mind, they don't want to race. So we got 8 cars going to line up your outside row for the feature tonight. Joseph Grandy fires off a turn 4. 7 laps is going to go really quick, especially with no cautions. Chubb is not flashing anymore, so I say race it out, buddy, as Carter Longs slides right up in front of him, and that Kyle Larson, number 57. Bryson Dafford, he doesn't usually race the sprints with us, but he's going to run tonight, and he's out on the bottom digging hard. He digs right past Chubb, and he's going off into the corner in the 5th spot. Chubb just disappears once again with Christopher Long behind him. Chubb reappears, disappears, reappears, disappears, and Christopher Long comes right up on his bumper. Then we got Christopher Long and Cap Daffern. That's Curtis side by side. The 57 car's up in the fence as Chubb pulls it off the track. as he's having internet issues. As Chris and Joseph Grandy tie up together, but they get it turned around and just get back going. Grandy's gonna lose a few positions there, but not as bad as it could have been, as Bryson Daffer runs up to third. Chris is in second, and Tyler Hurst in first. Everybody got turned around and got going again. I didn't see the wreck, so I'm not gonna make any calls on that. I'm just gonna let them race it out. It was pretty cool the way Grandy was able to spin out of that and still hold on to a good run here. It's not 6 laps to go. They're going to be coming to the white flag as Chris takes the lead over Tyler Hurst. Grandy's in third and Daffern's in fourth. Carter Long and Curtis Daffern's your top 6. Last lap out here. Their overlays decided to quit working again. Chris Sabagay is going to take the win.
My fault, Bryson. I didn't mean to hit you.
Let's see what happened here. Grandy's going through turn 4. Oh, Sabagay does go in there and turn him right around. That probably was on Chris, but race on. Sorry about the miss there, Joseph. So they're going to come out here and warm these cars up. I'm going to give them a little bit of a warm up here because it's for the best to get these guys used to their cars for this race. They're going to follow Ross is a class of the heat races. Chris ran into the front with a little controversial move there. Got into the quarter panel of our points leader, Grandy. Turned him around. Grandy was able to hold on to a 4th place finish. Grandy would have much rather started on the front row. Bryson Daffer, I've never really seen him in a 410, but he's out here 8th quickest right now. Austin Good, and you know the only reason he's in a 410 is because he's a monster and dirt loyalist with Couton comfort. If we're racing, he's racing if it's on dirt. We couldn't do it without guys like Christopher Long, Austin Good, these guys that show up every week. Anthony Chubb Cottle, Aaron Brumble, oh man, Troy DeHorian's been showing up a lot, the Dafferns. It takes all of you guys to put on these shows, and even when we have a smaller field, it's still 20-car field or something, and that's a pretty good field for a lot of leagues, and that's for our series that don't have a ton of cars. And even with our Pro Late models, they'll be pulling 30 cars, 40 cars. Even with iRacing not being the most popular thing in the world anymore, the Monsters of Dirt still pull strong fields, and that's because of our drivers like Ross, who hears we got a sprint car race going on. He's going to come race with us. Jamie Massey, he's going to race with us every chance he gets. Chris Sabagay, he's going to race with us if he knows we're racing sprints. Grandy's with us every week. Tyler Hurst, he's another Monster of Dirt loyalist. If we're racing and he's got a chance to race, he's going to be on here with us. Douglas Stewart's with us all the time lately. Casey Childers has been with us for years. Gene Wolfe raced with us loyally. He got him a championship banner, custom canvas. He's a champion. He's back with us. Bryson's always with us on dirt and asphalt. Even when he gets frustrated with me, he still shows back up. Curtis Daffern's here if his brother's here. No, I'm just kidding. Curtis does show up sometimes without his brother. I'm just messing around. All right, let's go racing. Well, let's get this thing ready to go here. We got Ross Courtney on the front row. We got Chris Sabick, his teammate, also on the front row. Jamie Massey and Tyler Hurst is your second row, two of our best. Joseph Grandy and Casey Childers. Bryson Dafford, Austin Good, Christopher Long, Chris Herrera, Curtis Stafford and Troy Dory and Carter Long and Anthony Chubb Cottle. There's Gene Wolf and Anthony Chubb Cottle, and it looks like that's going to wrap it up as Aaron, Corey, Cole, and Chase. And now they just rather watch it, and I don't blame them. These cars are tough, these cars are fast, and if you're out here messing up real bad, I know Aaron can drive these cars. He'd just probably rather drink a beer and shoot some people on his game, his Battlefield or Call of Duty, whatever he's playing. These 410 sprints are wild, man. I don't know. I know Aaron can handle them, so something else going on there. He ain't just not racing them because he can't handle them, but some guys can't handle them. Last time I drove them, though, I really had a lot of fun with them when I realized to stay in the gas as hard as you can and then just steer the damn thing. Ross takes the lead in this very first lap up 30. We don't count the cautions in this, so this could go for a little while as Jamie Massey slides up in front of Chris. Chris rips around on the outside. He's trying to get back around Jamie, so he knows Ross can check out real quick. Jamie gets loose down at the bottom, loses a little bit of grip, but he fires back down the back straightaway, back under the 21 car. Jamie and the 21 up. Chris are side by side, but Chris gets to run down the back straight away. And here comes Douglas Stewart. Jamie Massey's keeping it on the bottom with Grandy coming right up on his bumper here. As Massey is running in about third or fourth. Douglas right there on the outside, and here comes Grandy in the fifth position. Everybody's keeping it pretty clean and green right now as it's looking all right. And right as I say that, Kyle Larson's car goes spinning around, and we're going to have to throw a caution for that. He couldn't get that 57 turned back around. He's stuck on the bottom. Let's see what happens here. The car in front of him gets a little loose. He goes up there and slams him. So that happens sometimes. Let's go back live here. As soon as we can go one to go, we're going to go one to go as Ross and Chris are bumper to bumper with Jamie Massey. We got two teammates up front, two teammates second and third and fourth, and then we got Joseph Grandy, Daffer and Hurst, Good, Childers, and Long rounded out your top 10. Got 5 laps completed. We're going to go right back to green flag racing here. They get one fast repair. In the green flag, Ross going to fire off a turn 4. Chris gets a good run, but not the best as Ross going to drive away a little bit here. Ross might be in a league of his own here at Lincoln Speedway tonight. That's Jamie Massey. He said he didn't want to die tonight, and he went ripping up to the high side, smacked the wall. Now he's just trying to stay out of trouble. I don't know if he broke it or not, but he hit that wall pretty hard. That's all it takes, but he'll race his way back up if his car's okay. Ross ripping around on the outside. Chris goes down and hits the inside wall. Ross drives away. Grandy's raced his way up to third. He's going to try to do everything he can to run up there with these Phantom cars. Yeah, he just had a big one.
Are you the black clear?
Douglas Stewart is the one that is saying died. Let's see what happened here. He gets loose and goes right on the wall, flips it around, gets stuck in the fence. And Christopher Long comes through and cleans his clock. That's all she wrote on that. We got 22 laps to go. Like I said, we don't count the caution. Phantom Motorsports 1-2. Chris was looking pretty quick there. Ross didn't necessarily pull right away, but I don't know how much of that is Ross is messing with him. All these American flags. Oh, Chris the Canadian. We got us a Canadian in here, Chubb. Some races we'll have 3 or 4 or 5, but tonight we got 1. Green flag's out. Here comes Ross. As I come to it, it was Massey and somebody else, but the caution flag didn't come out, so we keep racing. What happened to Ross? Why is he not showed as the leader right now?
Need a black clear.
Oh, there he is. 20 laps to go. Ross pulling away from Chris right now. Jamie Massey had a little situation there. Not sure what happened. That should probably, the flagman should have probably thrown a caution on that. As Jamie gets caught up by Curtis, drove into the pits. Flagman's sitting there staring at these guys and doesn't give them a caution. That's not very respectful. 18 laps to go. Ross has got a big lead right now. He's trying to go around Jamie. Jamie's trying to hold on to the lead lap, but if we get a caution soon, he'll get the lucky guy. Chris is coming up in second. Joseph Granny's still third, and Tyler first. That's it with Tyler. It's funny with Tyler. Every single race we run, just about, it don't matter where he starts. At some point, that boy finds his way to the front. No wonder guys put him behind his hot rods in real life. I think that's a driver. Bryson Daffern's in 5th. He races in real life too. And Casey Chitters has raced his way up to 6th. Look at Austin Good running in the top 10 as Douglas Stewart comes back from killing the wall, takes it to the pits, and he's running 9th. Carter Long's in 10th after a wild race so far. Caution flags out. Let's see what does happen here. This is between Dafford and Childers. These guys are buddies. I think Dafford helps run the league. And Childers goes in there and wrecks Dafford. Childers, you dirty, dirty, dirty. That was good. Let's find. I need to make sure. Where's Massey? Did he get his? We have 12 laps to go. Massey should have just got his lap back. Gene Wolf's back out there in a lucky number 13 spot. And that's all we have out on the track now, 13 survivors. Take a few weeks off before we race our championship race in the series at the Knoxville Nationals. Joseph Granny's our points leader. And these 2 guys in front of him, Ross and Chris, they're just here for the wins. So it looks like Joseph Grandy is going to have a good chance at winning his first Monsters of Dirt championship. If he shows up at the Knoxville Nationals, right as I say that, he disappears, drives up to the wall. Joseph, don't disappear on us. Don't lose those points now. 13 laps to go.
Black cleared.
As Ross is your leader, but Chris is looking quicker and quicker as this race goes along. The 2 Phantom cars are now going to battle it out, coming 11 laps to go, and Daffern has a crash. Let's see what Daffern is. He's on the inside, turns into Tyler Hurst, and they wreck each other.
I get a wave around, John. I'm still a lap down.
Let's see what happened here. Daffron slides in on the inside. He catches Hurst. They turn into each other. Daffron gets the worst of it. Whew, he really gets the worst of it. Massey back on the lead lap. We don't count the cautions, so got 9 laps to go. Pace truck's in. Ross has been the class of this field, but Chris has really been running good these last few laps, and Chris looks like he's going to drive right into his bumper here. Grandy right with him. Let's see what they got here. Grandy would love to make it a turkey here at the Pennsylvania Nationals. Did Chris just rip off his... Well, that just reappeared. That must be something virtual there. It looked like he lost his wing. As these two guys just look like they got a different setup out there, but they're all running the same setup. Ross rips it around high wide on the outside. Chris on the bottom. We got 10 laps to go. Chris eats the wall there, and Ross is going to drive away. Chris saves his race by driving it off of the wall there. As Tyler Hurst has ran it up to Granny in the 3rd position, but Granny drives it back away on the front straightaway here as Doug Stewart's in the 5th position after having a really rough start to this race. Ross is just driving away, 8 laps to go. He's ripping it down the front straightaway. Cars always look good, and Phantom cars always look good. They always fast. They always got good drivers. Jason Grandy, as I'm talking, rips up the 2nd spot, goes all the way to the wall, and here comes Chris back down on the bottom. Gosh, the yellow flag's out again. Oh, is Austin Good and Casey Childers. Man, what just happened there? Austin was having a good run. Casey, too. Oh, it looks like Austin got a little squirrely there. Yeah,
he took a wild ride, too.
But do you see that? That's another one of those kind of meet in the middle, ain't it, Chubb? I don't know. Looked like he kind of turned left right as Childers was kind of swinging it wide. I hate to give Childers a YOL, and I hate to tell Good it wasn't Childers' fault, but I don't know.
I'm in a net code, too.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to let them race on. Hopefully Good can get his car fixed, and got 5 laps to go when we get this thing restarted. All right, Gene, we'll see you next week, man. We're running every Tuesday night on dirt and a bunch of Monday nights on asphalt once we get going in March. Thanks for your support, Gene. Appreciate you, man. All right, Pace Truck's got the lights turned off. It says 3 to go up top, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be 5 to go, maybe 4 to go when we go to green here. It's not a green-white checkered yet.
Yeah, it's lap 25 right now.
Ross, Chris, Joseph, Tyler, Douglas, Troy, Casey, Jamie Massey's got his car fixed on the lead lap, and he's up to 8. Bryson Daffron's right behind him. It's a war of attrition behind Ross. Ross has been out here dominating with his teammate in 2nd place most of the race. Grandy's just trying to finish in front of everybody else. That's who he's battling for the championship. He's ahead of everybody. He's battling for the championship. He's won 2 races in a row. It's settled in the 3rd right here with 4 laps to go. Well, at 28, we got 3 laps to go. Call it Dale Earnhardt as Ross Earnhardt. Ross drives into the corner. Goes coming out of 2 with Chris Sabakay and Grandy. Hurst, Douglas Stewart, and Troy round out your top 6. Ross around turn 4. He's ripping, dipping on the high side, and we got 2 laps to go. Ross is digging on the high side with his teammate Chris right behind him and Joseph Grandy in 3rd. Don't expect a change here as Ross has led every lap, got the pole, and dominated the night in his return to the Monsters of Dirt. White flags out for the Phantom Motorsports of Ross Courtney. Right behind him is Chris Sabakay and Joseph Grandy's in the 3rd. Ross rips it down the back straightaway. He hits it high, wide, and outside. Touches the wall a little bit there, loses a little momentum, but drives it off of turn 4. Your winner is Ross Courtney. Chris Sabakay 2nd. And Joseph Grandy 3rd. Time on Discord for interviews. Good race, guys. That was one of the better ones.
My bad, Nessie, when I got in you. Shit, dude, you good? My car broke all to hell.
That's going to wrap up 9 races at the Pennsylvania Nationals. Joseph Grandy won 2 of them. Jamie Massey won 3 of them, and Jamie Massey wrapped up the championship. In the 305s tonight, 3 different winners, 3 races tonight. That's the Monsters of Dirt is all about, as we got some familiar names back to the league. Come out here and showed up and showed out once again as Joseph Grandy, man, you got a 3rd place finish. But most importantly, you beat everybody you're racing for points with. So you had a good run, but these Phantom boys show up. And when they show up, you know they're going to be quick. But you're right there with Chris a lot of that race, Joseph. So what could you have done to run with Ross?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was super uncomfortable. I got front end damage pretty early. So that kind of slowed me down a little bit. Couldn't enter the turn like I wanted. And plus, I'm super uncomfortable at Lincoln anyway. So was just kind of rolling, and Chris was getting me scared a couple times, thinking he was going to hit the wall. So I was kind of laid back a little bit there too, just so I didn't get taken out, just in case, because I knew as long as I finished the race, I was going to take the championship.
Well, you got one more race. You got the Knoxville Nationals in 2 weeks.
So. Well, maybe not. I thought this was the last one.
No, Jamie did too. But no, the 410s, we still got one more race, and I think in 3 weeks at the Knoxville Nationals. Couldn't do the Knoxville Nationals without doing the 410. So we got 4.
I'm more comfortable there.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, and hopefully Ross and Chris join us there because Knoxville is always one of the better ones, and the Knoxville Nationals is always the biggest race in the sprint cars. So, well, anyways, Joseph, man, you're still the points leader, dominating this series. Lucky for you, the Phantom boys didn't find out about this series till tonight. So, but you got a good run out there. You got a good 3rd place finish, man, and well on your way to your first Monster Dirt Championship. So, good job, Joseph. You want to thank anybody?
Yeah, Aiden over at Raise the Bar, all the guys over at RMDB, Catalytic Recovery, Highline Cinematography, Nico Holmes, Mad Rabbit, Shaggy TV, Reckless Raps, my girlfriend Olivia. I appreciate you guys for putting this on, and congrats to Ross on the win and Chris the 2nd.
All right, man. Well, Joseph, good season so far. Having a hell of a winter series, breaking out in the Monsters of Dirt. Good run, buddy.
All right, man, later.
All right, Chris Sabaskay, he hasn't been with us for a while, but he shows back up. He's always been a regular of our sprint cars, but we put the sprint cars on the back burner for a long time, and that's why we haven't seen our buddies in a long time. But we got them back out here, and Chris, you come out here. I think you hit that wall 3 or 4 times, but you're able to keep control of it and still finish 2nd place. What could you have done any different to beat your teammate?
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot for Ross tonight. There was 2 consecutive laps where I ate the wall a little bit coming off of 2. And fortunately, like Grandy had slid me going into 3 and 4. I beat him back down the front stretch when the yellow came out there. So I was able to retain 2nd. Kind of fed him a bumper in the heat race. I felt bad about it. He dove down to try and hit the bottom. I think just missed it by a hair, slid up into the slick and tried to slow the car up so he didn't drift. And I came in with a head of steam and kind of moved him out the way. So my apologies for that. Didn't mean for any rough stuff there. But in the feature, was just trying to move around a little bit. Tried the bottom a couple times, didn't feel comfortable enough that it had what I needed. Was trying to move the wing around a little bit, try and get more stable off exit, get some of that drive, but it was just pushing on entry. So wasn't able to put the right package together, and Ross was just pulling away from me after every restart. So
yeah, he was pretty quick, and we know nothing was dirty. And with you in the heat race, one thing we know about you guys is some of the cleanest, best dudes around on iRacing. I always enjoy you guys racing in the league. No bullshit with you guys. This is good, clean racing, and that's what I appreciate. So appreciate you coming out, Chris. Good to see you have another good run. And like I said, we got the 410s here in a few weeks in the same time slot for the Knoxville race. So it'd be good to see you come back out, buddy.
yeah, John, appreciate that. Thanks, man. We'll try and make the show for sure. Just been kind of putting it back together, trying to get back on, turn some laps. So always happy to get out here with you and the team. So,
all right, buddy. Well, you want to thank anybody again before you get out of here, Chris?
Just the squad at Phantom, Velocity Race Design, Power Outdoors, Weichel Sportswear, R&K Farms, the usual. So appreciate you guys and the team for putting it on.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you, Chris. Good run, man. And then we got Ross Courtna. Am I saying that right? What's your last name? Is it Courtna?
Yeah, Carenta.
Carenta, that's right. It's been so long, I forgot. I knew I was saying it wrong, Ross. But you came out here tonight. You got the pole position. First time we've seen you since we used to run the sprint cars a lot. Come out here and put on a show, man. Got the pole and pretty much drove away from these guys. A few times they got close, made you a little nervous maybe. But other than that, it looked like you had this track pretty much figured out tonight, man.
Yeah, it was. If you could just keep it on the lip and not touch the wall, it was pretty good. So there's I think it was the second or third yellow, I can't remember. Chris, he threw like a half slider on the start, and I thought he was going to go. He backed out of it, but yeah. If he would have went, I probably would have yelled at him in Discord. But no, that's all good.
Yeah, the cautions kind of fell in the wrong spots for him a few times, but yeah, one too many cautions out there. Not too many, but it kind of messed up the flow for you guys a few times, but worked into your favor, and you came back to Monsters Dirt and picked up a win. That's not a surprise, man. Good run out there, man. You want to thank anybody going out, and hopefully for you too. Hopefully we see you at the Knoxville Nationals in a few weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I'll try to be there. Kind of forgot this series was going on. I just happened to turn on the computer and I clicked on my leagues page and I saw it and I sent the picture to the group chat and Chris said he'll hop on. So yeah, it kind of worked out good. But Phantom Motorsports guys, Velocity Race Design, everybody at Monster Dirt for putting on the show, and then I guess that's about it.
All right, man. Well, just so y'all know, next, just like we did with this winter series, we kind of brought back bringing a whole bunch of series to the track, and we're going to be finishing this winter series up over the next month. And then after that, I'm going to be putting down the schedule again, and we're definitely going to put races for every series. So we'll definitely have some more sprint car races throughout the year. So maybe we'll see you guys more often as we put the next schedule together. So good to see you guys again, and great run to Phantoms tonight, man. That's a wrap for our show. And,
sounds good. Thank you.
And Ross, if you want to thank any of your team or anybody, if you didn't already do that, you can go ahead.
Nope, I got that, so should be good.
All right, buddy. Well, everybody, it's been a fun night tonight at Pennsylvania Nationals. That's 3 races, 3 different winners. Mr. Tucker showed back up. Mr. World Pro picked up a win. Jamie Massey picked him up a championship. 14-time champion Adam Holbert picked him up a win. And Ross, I think he's even been a World Pro before. He shows back up and picks up the win. So that's what the Monsters of Dirt's about. We have over 1,200 members. Anybody could show up on any given night. We don't have attendance restrictions, so you can come out here and race against some of the best on this sim on any given night. And tonight was one of those nights, man. Appreciate all of our drivers. Appreciate you, Chubb. As always, AC2 Skins. We couldn't do it without Chubb. He does all of our points, logos, all of our good logos, not the AI crap I do, but all the good ones AC2 Skins does. We appreciate Chubb. Chubb, we're done with Pennsylvania Nationals. We're heading to Lernerville. What can go wrong? All right. That's a wrap. We'll get y'all.